question that came up this week is how does Azure Developer CLI know how to deploy source code listed in a service to a specific Azure resource such as Azure Container Apps or Azure Static Web Apps or Azure Functions? So I'm going to go over that real quick. So in the Azure YAML, you're defining your source code services, a group of source code that should be deployed to a hosting service. So this is the front end, and this is the back end API, and they have listed where their source code is. They have listed what kind of Azure resource it is on the back end, and then that tells you what source code to deploy to what type of host, but it doesn't tell you which of the services or which of the Azure resources it should get deployed to. So each of these has a name, web app, and search. And if you go into infrastructure, so the infra folder, and then into main, in this particular example, you'll see that those strings are hard-coded to web app name and search API name. And then if we go down to those, so this is the container app, this is the web app, and then here you can see it's getting added to the tag azd-service-name, and that's that hard-coded string. And then in the API, it also has this azd-search-name, and it has that string from the azure.yml file. So that's how Azure Developer CLI knows which Azure resource to deploy the source code to.